Chapter 3. Why did God create evil? To a state of peaceful coexistence, and more than that, the communist countries opened their doors to American capital. And the contradictions in capitalist society did not escalate into the bankruptcy predicted by Karl Marx. On the contrary, the capitalist economy flourished, and discord and disagreement emerged within the socialist camp itself. All of Marx's calculations were mistaken, indicating the error of his deterministic method. And we have seen the struggle of the age that moves history, which is the non-class struggle between China and Russia, and not the class struggle that Marx made the title of his method. These are all evidences of the failure of materialist thought in understanding man and history, and its stumbling in calculating the future. And all this came as a result of a fundamental error, that materialist thought imagined man as a fly in a web of determinisms, and forgot completely that man is free and that his freedom is a reality. As for the talk of the materialists about the rule of the environment, society, and circumstances, and that man does not live alone, nor does his freedom move in a vacuum, we say in response to this talk, the rule of the environment, society, and circumstances as components of individual freedom confirms the dialectical meaning of this freedom and does not negate it. For individual freedom does not affirm itself except in face of resistance that displaces it. But if man were to move in a vacuum without resistance of any kind, he would not be free in the understood meaning of freedom, because there would be no obstacle for him to overcome and through which to affirm his freedom. Why did God create evil? Music. My companion said sarcastically, "How can you claim that your God is perfect, merciful, and compassionate, and generous and kind, when He has created all these evils in the world, sickness, old age, death, earthquakes, volcanoes, microbes, poison, intense heat and cold, and the pain of cancer that does not spare the newborn child, nor the aged elder? If God is love, beauty, and goodness, then how could He create hatred, ugliness, and evil?" The problem raised by my companion is among the fundamental problems in philosophy. Schools of thought have been divided over it, and opinions have differed concerning it. And we say that God is entirely mercy and entirely good, and that He does not command evil, but He permits it for a wisdom. Say, indeed, God does not order immorality. Do you say about God that which you do not know? God commands only justice, love, beneficence, pardon, and goodness, and He is pleased only with what is good. So why does He let the oppressor oppress, the killer kill, and the thief steal? Because God willed us to be free, and freedom necessitated the possibility of error. And there is no meaning to freedom without us having the right to trial and error, right and wrong, and free choice between disobedience and obedience. It was within God's power to make us all good by compelling us to obey by force. But that would have necessitated stripping us of our freedom of choice. And in God's constitution and law, freedom with pain is more honorable for man than bondage with happiness. And for this reason, He left us to err, to suffer, and to learn. This is the wisdom in His permission of evil. Despite this, a fair, neutral examination will reveal to us that good in existence is the rule, and that evil is the exception. Health is the rule, and sickness is the exception. We spend most years of our lives in health, and illness visits us only for a few days. Similarly, Earthquakes are, in their totality, a few minutes in the life of the Earth, which is counted in millions of years. Likewise, volcanoes. Likewise, wars are short convulsions in the life of nations between long, extended periods of peace. And we see for everything a good aspect. Sickness leaves behind immunity. Pain cultivates toughness, endurance, and fortitude. Earthquakes relieve the pent-up pressure inside the Earth and protect the Earth's crust from explosion, returning the mountains to their places as belts and stabilizers that fix the Earth's place, and most importantly, serve as belts and stabilizers, such as the chain of mountains that tie the two continents of Asia and Europe, and by itself stabilizes the Earth.
The Earth's crust in its place. Volcanoes bring forth hidden, buried minerals and wealth, and cover the Earth with fertile volcanic soil. Wars merge nations, cross-pollinate between them, and gather them into blocs and alliances, then into a League of Nations, then into a Security Council, serving as a global court for dispute and reconciliation. The greatest inventions emerged during wars. Penicillin, the atom, missiles, jet aircraft, all of them emerged from the crucible of wars. From the snake's venom comes the antidote. From the microbe we make the vaccine. Had our ancestors not died, we would not be in our positions now. And evil in the universe is like the shadow in a picture. If you get close to it, it is said to you that it is a flaw and deficiency in the picture. But if you step back and look at the picture as a whole, from a comprehensive perspective, you discover that it is necessary and indispensable, and that it performs an aesthetic function in the overall structure of the picture. Could we have known health without sickness? Health remains a crown upon our heads that we do not see or know except when we fall sick. Similarly, it would not have been possible to know beauty without ugliness, nor the normal state without the abnormal. This is why the philosopher Abu Hamid al-Ghazali says, "The deficiency of the universe is precisely its perfection, like the curvature of the bow is precisely its suitability, for if it were straight, it would not shoot." Another function for hardships and pains is that they are what sift people and reveal their true metal. Without hardship, all people would be generous. Generosity would impoverish, and courage would get people killed. They are the test through which we know ourselves, the trial through which our ranks are determined with God. Furthermore, this entire world is but one chapter of a novel whose chapters will be multiple. Death is not the end of the story, but its beginning. It is not permissible to judge a play from one act, nor to reject a book because the first page did not please us. The judgment here is incomplete, and all the wisdom cannot be comprehended except in the final outcome. Then, what is the alternative? And what is the sin of those who did not receive the Quran? What does the questioner who mocks imagine? Does he want to live a life without death, without sickness, without old age, without deficiency, without incapacity, without constraints, without sorrows, without pains? Does he seek absolute perfection? But absolute perfection is for God. Perfection is one and does not multiply. Why would it multiply, and what would it lack that it would find in another other than itself? The meaning of this is that our friend will not be satisfied except by being God himself, and that is the essence of arrogance. Let us mock him in turn, him and his like, who are never pleased with anything. Those who wanted to be paradise, what have they done to deserve it? What has our friend contributed to humanity to make of himself the one, the omnipotent God who says to a thing, be, and it is? Indeed, my grandmother is more intelligent than the professor, the doctor graduated from France, when she says with simplicity, "Good is from God, evil is from our own souls." They are few words, but they are a faithful summary of the entire problem. For God sent the winds and made the river flow, but the ship's captain overloaded his ship with people and goods beyond its capacity, so it sank. Then he went on to blame God and destiny. What is God's fault? He sent the winds as favorable and made the river flow for good. But the greed and covetousness of souls is what turned this good into evil. How truthful are these words? Beautiful, good words. Good is from God, evil is from our own souls.